Listen, if you're applying to a whole bunch of jobs with one resume and you're not getting any calls for interviews, listen, I totally get where you're coming from. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how you should approach preparing a resume for a specific job, okay? Too many people, what they do is they just have one resume and they apply to 50, 60 jobs and they expect to get calls back. That's not how it works, okay? If you want to check out a full step-by-step tutorial, in-depth course, check out the link in the description. I've got my full course on there as well, but let's get right into it, okay? Now, instead of just having a resume and shooting it everywhere, the whole process actually starts from the job description. You have to reverse engineer your resume according to the job. Okay, so in this example today, we are going to talk about a IT role or a technical support role, a technical help desk role. Okay, and I'm going to show you the resume that you should be using and the resume that you shouldn't be using. Okay, so let's have a look at the job posting itself. Now, the job posting is for a IT technical support personnel, and whoever has to work in this role has to provide technical support, 24/7 support environment that requires timely resolution or escalation of technical issues to business customers. So you know you're going to be dealing with a lot of customers and you're going to be providing them with customer service. Right in the first line, that's what they're looking for, okay? Now, the responsibilities, this is the most important part because these are the things they're absolutely looking for. Provide exceptional customer service. Notice how that's the very first thing they're looking for. The first thing on their responsibilities is exceptional customer service because that's what you're going to be doing, right? You're going to be providing customer service experience here. Now, guiding customers through a series of actions through the telephone. That's another thing that they're looking for. Guiding customers through the phone. So if you have any experience doing that, you have to mention that on your resume. Okay, and we're going to talk more about that in detail later on. When it comes to more technical requirements, they're looking for someone who knows how to troubleshoot systems, system administration tasks. You have to have 2+ years of schooling, like a university degree. Now, of course, this is an IT role. If you're not an IT person, I totally get that. Same thing applies to an accounting job. They might be looking for someone who's done accounts payable, accounts receivable. If you have any such experience, you could put that in there. If you're applying for a marketing job, they might be looking for someone with digital marketing experience or regular marketing experience. All of that applies depending on the job description. So what you want to do is you want to go to the job responsibilities and literally one by one write down which of the 5 things they're looking for. What are the main things that this job absolutely requires, okay? Now, 2 years of Windows system administration experience. Now, a lot of people are like, oh my God, they want 2 years of experience. I don't have 2 years of experience. I'm just graduating out of university. Or maybe it's kind of like that chicken and egg situation. In order to get a job, you need experience, but in order to get experience, you need a job, right? So what do? Now, 2 years doesn't just mean work experience. It could be any kind of experience. Take a marketing example, okay? If you have promoted an event at a club, or you have promoted someone else's product, or maybe you have promoted something online, if you have that experience and you weren't paid for it, it doesn't matter. It's still experience that you should put on there. For example, for myself, a job I was applying to that required a lot of public speaking experience, and I had a lot of public speaking experience, but not in a paid environment. I was doing a lot of public speaking contests, so I made sure I had that on my resume as well. Okay, so look for experiences that you have in your life and you can put that on there. The next things are all of the technical requirements they're looking for. Now, again, this might be different. This might be more certification related. If you're applying for a CPA job, they might require a CPA certification. It all depends on the industry. In this industry, these are the technical requirements they're looking for. I don't know anything about these technical requirements. If you do, great. Just an example, okay? So let's look at the average resume we see that we don't really go ahead with. And you'll see very, very early on why we don't proceed with these resumes, okay? Now, I've ignored the names for now, just for privacy reasons. Objective, obtain a position in technical support industry where I can maximize my customer service skills, okay? Now, this thing here is redundant. Why is it redundant? Because the fact that you've applied for a job, that right there shows me that you're looking for that job. You don't have to tell me on your resume that you've applied for this position. I'm only seeing your resume because you've applied for it. So this whole section here is a little irrelevant, okay? And it's one line, I'm not gonna read it anyway. The problem starts here, okay? This little paragraph here, I can't tell you how many people put this on their resume thinking, if I put this list of skills, whoever's reading will think I'm good at everything and I will get calls for interviews, it's gonna be amazing, I'm gonna get the job. No. These single words are really generic. You see these on every single person's resume. attentive skill, listening skills, communicates essential, effectively. Every single person you're going to be competing with for this position is going to have that on their resume. Give proof, provide me with evidence. Why do you have attentive skills? Why do you have good communication skills? What is the proof of that? I don't even know. MS Word. What about MS Word? What have you done with MS Word, right? So just throwing those terms out there, it's not great. It doesn't really tell me a lot about it, okay? So if I'm a hiring manager and I'm looking at this resume, so far I'm not impressed. I'm not really seeing anything that's relevant, okay? The only thing I'm seeing is MS Word, but nothing in our job description said anything about MS Word. We're not looking for that particularly, okay? Now we go to the experience section. This is the most important part because all the employers are looking for the experience, what kind of experience you have. Now the first experience this person has is sales associate and they provided customer service. Now this is how you should tailor your experience, but the way this person actually has is answer general questions and about tourist attractions, okay? You shouldn't just write all of the things that you did in your duties on your resume, okay? You have to make it sound like it's an achievement like this. Help 400 tourists on a daily basis to find the attraction of their choice. This is something I wrote myself on his resume. It wasn't already there. But if you just write down, yeah, I cleaned tables, I was taking plates, I was taking utensils, anyone who was in this position would have done the same thing, okay? You didn't do anything special by doing the duties that you had to do. Make it sound like it was special. Make it sound like it was an achievement. The other thing is, it has nothing to do with what I'm looking for. I'm looking for someone with technical service experience. Nothing here tells me about that, okay? But if you had put it down like this, what you could also do is connect how your customer service experience in one industry would benefit you in another industry. So if you have, for example, customer service experience in a tourist industry, how could that benefit you in this more technical role? You really have to learn to connect the dots, okay? Make it as easy as possible for the employer to understand, okay, this person has this experience, this is what we're looking for, this is how it can be a good connection or good transferable skills. That's your job on your resume. Next thing, IT intern. Finally, now we have something relevant. After all of this irrelevant information that has nothing to do with a job, we finally find something that's a little relevant. But then when you look at the job description, help customers with IT issues. One line that tells me nothing about your accomplishments, what you're able to do. Anyone else in this position would have been able to do that exact same thing. So not really worded well. You should always find quantifiable things. What have you done? What are the percentages you've increased something or maximized something, or maybe you've decreased costs? Everything that you've done, what results have you brought? Put that on there, because right now it's a very unimpressive resume. When it comes to education, only mention your education if you only have 80% or more. Mention your GPA there, grade A, that's fine. Mention your university, whatever. Now, references, okay, now first of all, references available on request. This person forgot to write request the whole way through, but anyway, don't mention references on your resume. Now you might be thinking, well, everyone mentions references on their resumes. Why shouldn't I? Well, no one is going to look at your resume and immediately call up your references. That's not going to happen. They're going to call you first. They're going to determine if you're a good candidate. Then you're going to come in for an interview. And if they really like you, they want to hire you, then they will call you references, because they don't want to waste time calling everyone as references, right? So you can just remove this references available on request. When they ask you for it later on in the process, you can say yes. Now, this is a general look at a resume that's not going to get a job call. They're not going to get the call for an interview. And the reason for that is it's generic. It has all these throwaway terms with no evidence. It has very few things that are explained well. It doesn't tell me anything about the achievements and the accomplishments of this individual. And really, there's nothing that's really attracting me to this resume. I'm going to move on to the next one, okay? Now let me show you another resume that's really going to stand out, and I'll show you why, okay? Let's just remember, the job posting is asking for technical support, customer service experience, some troubleshooting experience, okay, and a little bit of system admin. That is what they're looking for. Let's just keep that in mind. If you are an employer, this is what you're looking for. You're not going to waste your time on everything else, okay? So look at this resume. First line, Results oriented with 1 year of experience in IT. We're looking for 1 year in experience in IT. Effective communicator, okay, problem solving. Now again, this is a bit of a throwaway term, but look at the next line. Received multiple client appreciation awards for excellent customer service. We're looking for IT support. He has IT support. We're looking for excellent customer support. He has given us evidence of the fact that he has it, okay? And excellent knowledge in all these softwares as well. We're looking for some technical experience as well. This person has it. Within the first 4 or 5 lines, the first few lines, this person has convinced us that they have everything that we're looking for, right? And this is so crucial to have the best parts of your resume, the key accomplishments right at the front. And we talk about this in the course in depth. We're going to go through everything from the summary of qualifications here to all the components of your resume. We're going to break all of those down in depth. So if you want to check that out, go to the description down below and check it out. But in this resume, you can see even the experience. Now again, the hiring manager is going to jump straight to the experience section. Troubleshooting, improved, coordinated, captured, such strong words. This person has shown what they were doing, okay? Created tickets and bug fixes, improved. They're showing what their contribution was, okay? Now, ideally, we like some numbers and how they did it, what the process was, but just comparing it to the other resume we had here, or we've got one line that says help customers with IT issues. Here, this person tells us exactly what systems they were using, what they were doing on a daily basis, how they were working with teams. It gives us such a better picture. I have an idea of what this person was doing on a day-to-day basis, and if I want to hire them, I've got a pretty good idea as well, okay? Now, relevant experience, that's another good thing, because if you've worked in a cafe and you're applying for an IT role or a marketing role, whatever, if your experience might not be relevant, you can always mention it in other experience or relevant experience down here, okay? This person has mentioned all the professional experience here. You can always mention other experience here, and you can write all of those things down here as well, just so they know that you don't have any gaps in your employment and you have been working. Another thing worth mentioning in the skills section, this is great for technical roles because they're looking for skills, and I would personally move this further up, maybe right after their work experience as well. Well, that's essentially where it is as well. This person has written down their technical support skills here and here. So this is great. This is awesome, and you'll see no references written down as well. There's a lot we can do that we can actually improve this resume further, because there might be a lot of other resumes that have this exact format. They're doing this better. Again, we talk all about that in the full course. You can check that out in the description. But just comparing this one with the other resume we had, look at just the start distinction. Look at which one looks better. Not just the layout, but the information, the way it's presented. It looks so much better. If me as an employer, I open up a resume and I have seen irrelevant information halfway up until their resume, I'm not going to be giving these people a call. But if the first 4 lines are impressive to me, that's exactly what I'm looking for, I'm going to be giving these people a call. So I hope you understood the applying process. When you're applying to jobs, it doesn't just start with one resume. You don't need to have one resume and apply to 50 places, because what happens is your resume may be 10%, 20% suitable to one job, but not 100% suitable to one specific job, okay? So what I mean by this is, suppose that you have one master resume and every single job posting you see, you apply everywhere, okay? Some employers might see that you have team working experience, but you don't have other things, because employers will have different job descriptions for the same exact title. IT help desk role might be different in one company than another company, okay? So you need to prepare different resumes for every single job you apply to. Don't have one single resume you apply everywhere. It all starts from the job description. Look at the job description, see the things they're looking for, the 4 to 5 main things they're looking for, and then adjust your resume, mention the things they're looking for, and then reverse engineer that whole process. So this was an in-depth dive into how you should really go into building up your resume. If you got some value out of this, please subscribe to the channel. I will be putting a lot more career videos in the future. Again, if you want to check out that full in-depth course, links in the description. Make sure to comment, let me know what you thought of this video. I will see you in the next one. Take care.